إنا كل شيء خلقناه بقدر
بێگومان ئێمە هەموو شتێکمان بە ئەندازە و نەخشەی دیاری کرا و دروست کردووە.
Okay, so I'm going to explain in this video a math and design phenomena called the golden ratio. It's also referred to as phi. So what is the golden ratio? Well, to help explain it, I'm going to put out this sequence of numbers called the Fibonacci sequence, which is really just the golden ratio in a sequenced numeric form. Now, to arrive at this golden ratio sequence of numbers, we just need to follow a basic math formula. And I'm not a math person, so we're just going to keep this very simple. Okay, so you just start with 0 plus 1 equals 1. And now to get to the next number in the sequence, you take the sum of that simple equation and add it to the last number in the equation. So 1 plus 1 equals 2, and then 1 plus 2 equals 3, and it's around this point that the ratio actually starts showing up. And as we continue to do this formula, we start arriving at a set of numbers. So 2, 3, 5, 8, and you see what we're doing? We're adding the sum of the equation to the last number in the equation, and we arrive at this sequence of numbers. And it's interesting that this sequence and ratio actually remains consistent no matter how long you follow this mathematical formula. Remarkably, when you study nature, you see the golden Fibonacci numbers like 3, 5, 8, 13, all of that again and again in the seed pattern spirals of plants, as well as in the number of petals. Next time you're bored and have a sunflower, try counting the number of seeds in the sunflower spiral, the golden ratio. Or maybe try something else with a spiral, like a pine cone or pineapple. So we could spend all day counting the seeds of flowers and plants and fruit. I mean, you get the idea. But we don't just see this golden ratio sequence on a small scale. This ratio is the mathematical sequence in the spirals of our storms, tornadoes, hurricanes. These all spin in this golden sequence, 1 to 1.6. Even the waves can be measured using this ratio. But it doesn't stop there. Modern technology continues to be mystified by the far-reaching scope of the golden ratio, from the alignment of the planets to the spirals of our Milky Way galaxy, as well as the spirals of other ratios. And let's take this closer to home. I want you to hold out your arm and look at the distance between your shoulder and your elbow. And then from your elbow to your fingertips. Notice how your elbow, from your shoulder to your elbow is 1, and then from your elbow to your fingertips is 1.6. Pretty crazy, huh? But it doesn't stop there. Now take that further. The distance from your fingertips to your wrist is 1, and from your wrist to your elbow is 1.6. Keep it going. From the furthest tip of your finger to the bottom of your fingers is 1, and from the bottom of your fingers to your wrist is 1.6. Now check out the spacing of your knuckles, 1 to 1.6. Are you getting freaked out yet? Think about this. The head to your belly button, 1, and then belly button to your feet, 1.6. From your toes to your knees, and from your knees to your hips, golden ratio. Ever wonder why your 2 front teeth are so much bigger? Golden ratio. The pupils of your eyes, I mean, you name it, your whole body is the symphony of the golden ratio. In fact, as you are listening to this video, the sound waves are passing through your ear in a perfect golden spiral. Scientists have discovered that the golden ratio pattern is necessary for the human brain, the neural system, our sense organs, and our lung system. The golden ratio sequence is even in the helix of our DNA. and it forms the very rhythm of our heartbeat.
Is what's called a golden divider. It divides different line areas or distances from into 1 and 1.618, which is the golden ratio. And in a beautiful face, we'll see that ordinarily the width of the mouth is 1.618 times the width of the nose. And it does in Zara. Exactly. If we look at the teeth, we can see that ordinarily, show me your teeth and smile a little bit. The width of the upper front tooth is 1.618 times the width of the tooth right next to it, and the same on the other side. The width of the upper front tooth is 1.618 times the tooth next to it. It's amazing how this proportion is repeated over and over again in a beautiful face. And the same thing with Zara. If I do the width of her mouth, I'm sorry. Oh, so there you go. I'm a surgeon. I'm used to sharp things. I hardly ever cut myself. Okay, so if I do the width of her mouth to the width of her face, the camera should be able to see that this the width of the mouth is 1.618 times the distance from the mouth to the corner of the cheek.
And it is.
Anyway, this relationship holds up over and over again in the face, and Zara's a great example. That's why she's so pretty.
So Zara's face fits the golden ratio.
It's not bad, is it?
Now, this idea that maths can explain a beautiful face, any beautiful face, has been taken even further by Stephen Marquardt.
So if I look at the nose is a triangle. On the front view, on the side view, the nose is a triangle again.
And in a beautiful face, the sides of the triangle are 1.618 times greater than the base. And from a triangle, you can build a pentagon.
What's the most attractive configuration of the face, the most attractive expression? Smiling. Yeah. When I smile, you start to see the pentagons
yes,
here.
I do, yeah.
Okay.
It's the.
Right, exactly.
Stephen Marquardt combined pentagons and triangles all with the 1.618 ratio and built a mask. He claims that the closer a face conforms to his mask, the more beautiful it is.
Let's start with, say, Kate Moss.
All right.
You know, Kate looks totally different than the others,
All right.
but if I put the mask on her, you can see that it fits very closely. The interesting thing about Kate is that her eyes are preternaturally wide or unusually wide. Her eyebrows fit beautifully, her lips, her nose, her jawline is very, very nice, even if the hairline is exactly what it should be.
And it's not just women. The same mask can be put on men. And Tom Cruise fits it perfectly. In fact, Stephen claims it fits any human face so long as it's beautiful.
Here's one of my favorite.
Having discovered the mask, Dr. Marquardt was able to successfully use it as a template when reconstructing patients' facial deformities.
Okay, now Elizabeth Hurley, she's almost as good looking as you, but let's see, I think, oh my gosh, it's pretty darn close. The eyebrows are just on the upper edge of the mask, giving this nice arch. It looks beautiful.
Oh, don't tell us.
So, yeah, it'll be our secret. The cheeks are perfect. The nose fits beautifully in there. The lips, the width of the lips is great. The lower lip has a beautiful curvature. The chin and jawline is great. It's just remarkable how it fits.